What up? What up? All right, we're live. I think this is what I'm going to go with. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I believe this is what I'm going to go with. I don't know what else I can do to this build to make it stronger. I believe let's try to craft the flasks and just see. Let's just see what it does. Okay, let's see. We did it, dude. We got full fucking we got full recovery from Righteous Fire now. Dude, this thing would be super tanky if I could actually make this build. The problem is the DPS just isn't there yet. I don't know what else I could do to squeeze more DPS out of this. Let me see if I could find an example of somebody using this build on PoE Ninja. I'm going to see maybe if there's somebody else that's running something similar. Or maybe I could just use, well, probably not regular Blight. I'm assuming regular Blight would probably be a lot worse. Maybe it's, let's make sure we have all the modifiers selected over here in the configuration tab. I had to do the ascendancy in the custom modifiers because we don't have the updated path of building yet for Phrecia. Excuse me. What I could do, and this is also an option, is I could pick the enemy's chaos resistance is 0. Let's see what that does. Let's put it down to 0 and see how much more DPS we get. Okay, so that puts us... Wait, what? All right, so that would put us at like right over 10 million DPS, which is okay. I mean, it's not the worst, but I was trying to make something a little bit stronger. Let me see if there's another way to squeeze a little bit more DPS out of this. Let me see if there's somebody else using a very similar build. Okay, so there's an occultist using this. Oh shit, I could put replica Dragon Fang on here too. I will lose... I'll lose a good amount of elemental resistances, but let me see. Well, we're going to lose Defiance of Destiny, so That would mean we would lose 40% fire resistance. That would suck. Fuck. What up, man? I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze more. I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze more DPS out of this. I've been theory crafting this all day. But I mean, I honestly don't think it's going to be that good, dude. Yo, 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 what up? Because this would be a bog shaman. So this would be a Blight of Contagion bog shaman. I say fuck it, dude. I'll just try to do my own thing and do Blight of Contagion, and then if it fails, I can always swap over to something else. Because the Bog Shaman is pretty much completely interchangeable. No, I haven't. Well, dude. Well, Fernando, there's like 1,000 variations, dude, of life stacking. He's probably doing Righteous Fire. I wanted to do Blight of Contagion. There's like it's interchangeable pretty much. You could do Reap, you could do Exsanguinate, you could do there's all sorts of shit you can do. Well, there's a bunch of different builds that you can play in Phrecia, dude. They're like super super fun. I'm gonna put out a video tonight of like the best caster builds that I played last time. But I wanted to see if this was even viable, just even for like a league start perspective. But I'm gonna check. I'm gonna try it out right now and see if this is even gonna be viable. But right now it's like okay. I'm using totems with contagion. So Blight's hooked up to the totems, and I just contagion them, lay down the totem, they die. It's pretty good for like beginning using a totem, but I want to eventually switch over to self cast. Well, they're gonna buff some too, though, dude, because nobody was playing with the Herald last time. So I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be buffing some ascendancies as well. If the Bog Shaman gets nerfed, then we'll just swap to the other Architect build that I was gonna use. Because the Architect, Absolution Architect, is absolutely busted, dude. It's so busted. I just wanted to see how this would feel in the beginning of the campaign. Because I want to be able to take the beginning skill that I'm going to use and then just run with it from the very, very start. I don't like switching up and having to like respec a bunch of stuff. We'll see. We'll just download if you just go to POB, Clinton, you can look up the alternate tree right there. You could just look at it in Path of Building. Yeah, it's like, dude, we're unstoppable in this event. Because they would have to like nerf a bunch of stuff to remove all the fun out of the league, you know? It really just depends on if Jonathan's running it or if Mark's running it. Jonathan would disable the Quicksilver Flash or something, you know? Try to make that meaningful combat. All Quicksilver Flasks are disabled. and you have negative 50% movement speed in order to have meaningful combat. Actually, no, you have 50% less action speed. Imagine. Yeah, I don't know how viable this is on spell totems, but it seems to be working okay. I need to get way more area of effect. That's the cool thing. Off topic from this, I would talk with Try, and you said you would work with yourself. Yeah. It really just depends on what you're trying to do, Viking. Because like, I got really lucky, dude. I fell into my industry like when I was basically really young. It's essentially the only real job that I've ever had that I've actually stayed at. Like the job that I stayed at the longest is the industry that I'm in right now. But I would say the best advice I could give, at least from my perspective right now in my business, what I do, is don't be scared to like remain small. Like make sure that you save capital because that's going to be depending on what you're doing, like what type of business it's going to be. You want to make sure that you have some sort of safety net, dude, because you're going to have months where it's like this, dude, you know? At least it is for us. Because we're in sales, so you know some months it's way up, some months it goes way down. You got to have some sort of safety net. Other than that, without knowing what type of industry you're trying to go get into, I couldn't really give you any other advice. Like we stayed small, dude, for a couple years. It was just me and my partner, and now we're in our third year now, so we're finally breaking out and like hiring people and stuff. So trying to expand. Okay, so let me see. Dude, it can be badass. In fact, I mean, dude, I made more money the last year than I've ever made in my entire life. It's fucking incredible. We've been very very blessed, but we put in the work, dude. So it's not like you know what I mean. It's not like we just had it handed to us. It also really depends, dude, on like what. Also, once you have that skill, you can change to whatever you want. Yeah, exactly. Viking, what type of industry are you thinking of getting into? I think this will be max sustainable stacks. Dude, just join TFT. You start your own business like that, dude. Join TFT and just learn how to farm a bunch of mirrors, and then you just sell them for real money. People will pay you like $600 for a mirror in the beginning of the league. Bro, you ever seen dude, these fucking RMT sites, they make so much money, dude. These RMT sites are off the charts, dude. It's crazy. So my channel, right? I barely have 3,000 subscribers on my channel. Dude, they email me constantly, dude, asking me to advertise for them on their site. So they must be making, dude, do you know how much cheddar they must be making if they are asking somebody with only 3K subscribers to advertise for them? And they're trying to offer me like, a lot, like a decent amount of money, dude. It's crazy. I keep telling them no, but they keep hitting me up. Water treatment industry now, but looking to pivot to something on my own. Yeah, dude, you want to work for yourself, bro. Like bottom line, no matter what it is that you do, you just want to work for yourself because you never want to be at the whims of somebody else because you only have control over yourself and how you react to life. So, putting your livelihood in somebody else's hands is not the business, dude. That's not the jam. If you need help, dude, on like the process of how to do it and how to get like a loan and stuff, I can help you with all that. You just ask, dude. I can send you all the information on Discord of like who to contact and all that stuff if you need to. But you're gonna need to have like estimates, like projections and stuff for quarterly projections for like a few years out. You're gonna have to do the work, but it's definitely possible, bro. Yeah, I can imagine that would go extremely far in Croatia, dude. That's crazy. Was he was selling to the RMT sites? What was he selling? Fossils? I wasn't there for Delve League, so I don't know what the big currency was back then. Oh, Exalts and Mirrors. Oh, okay. That's wild, dude. Yeah, you get, dude. If you sat here and really just farmed the game like that all day, and you just sold what you made to the RMT sites, you would clean the fuck up, dude. Because imagine you do a strategy that makes like 20 divines. Let's look, dude. Let's see. What is a what's a good RMT site? RMT Path of Exile. Hold on. Let's do Divine Orbs for sale. Path of Exile. That would probably come up better. Okay, G2G. That's the first one that pops up. Let's see how much are Divine Orbs going for. Okay, that's not that much. Oh, that's standard league. Let's see. Let's go to. Hold on, I don't like this. I don't like this UI. Hold on, let me find a different one. Oh, here you go, dude. Oh, 20 divine orbs for $2. Dude, a mirror is $60. Holy shit. A mirror is $60, so it's 11 cents per divine orb. I mean, that's not that great. I'm sure it's way more expensive in the beginning of the league. Oh, really? It was within pennies within a week. I'm sure at the beginning of the league it's worth way more. GTG, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can basically just sell to any of these sites as far as I understand. I mean, that's what I was told. I've never attempted to do it. I just use my divine orbs in game, dude. I try to like buy shit for my builds. I like to play multiple builds, so I never have like a really big stockpile of divines. All right, let's save this progress that we have here. I don't know if you could get banned for even talking about that. Well, fuck them, dude. What are they gonna do? Ban me? You ban my nuts, dude. I'll just make another account. Give a fuck. I don't really care, dude. I'll buy another, stash tab. Whatever. All that's on my account, dude, are like my MTXs, and I don't really care about those. I don't really care. The only reason I bought those to begin with was just to support GGG. So it's not like I'm not like one of those dudes like, oh, I want those wings, man. My wings. Where did my wings go? Give a fuck. I have more important things to worry about, dude. Okay. So this is the Absolution Architect build. This thing gets up to like 60 million DPS, dude. So I think this might be the way to go. And then if we do have time, I'll go with life stacking. But the Architect, dude, is pretty goddamn sick. Let's see. If you're using a Vol skill, the Architect is the way to go. Yeah, you ain't getting your MTXs and PoE2 for a while, buddy. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at that, Clinton. I don't really know. Okay, let me see here, dude. So this will give us this node alone, depose order will give us 100% uptime on the vol absolution. So even with this, we'll go here for +3 level vol skills. That puts it up to 70 million DPS. Skills cost life instead of mana. And then we can go, well, we don't want Shepherd of Souls. I think this build would be much easier to put together too. This is high budget version, but the mid budget version is still pretty goddamn good. I mean, you're doing like 4 million DPS on it. Or I'm sorry, you're doing 61 mil on the mid budget. Let's see what the low budget of this would look like. Let's see what else though. Hold on. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You guys don't look at my files. I probably just doxed myself. That's okay though. Come get some if you need that. All right. Okay, let's see. We go. Let's check out the duelist ones first. We got the gambler, aristocrat. Where are we at, dude? Where the fuck are the duelists at? All right, here we go. So this is the aristocrat. Yo, what up, Drust? Jesus Christ, where you been, dude? Wow, look who decided to show up. All right, so this is the aristocrat. 15 quality all skills, grants 1 passive skill, level to all skill gems, 3 level of non-exceptional support gems. Ban him. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. 1 second. All right. Damn, you're gonna ban Fernando already, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, that didn't last very long. So the paladin's really good, dude, for melee. You guys can essentially start melee paladin like with basically anything, any melee skill, and that'll get you through the league start. War cries have infinite power. Summon elemental relic when you kill an enemy. The paladin's really, really good, dude. Free grace, free determination, free discipline, fat. Level 30 too. Sick. Magic utility flasks have 40% effect. What'd you play, Fernando? I'm hoping they buff the gambler, dude. The gambler could be really, really sick. 30% chance to deal double damage. 15% chance to deal triple damage. Damage with hits is unlucky. Okay, let's go on to the Marauder real quick. Ancestral Commander. Damn, dude, I don't know. The Flamewood Ancestral Commander might be really good. I wonder if anybody's made that build yet. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Somebody made it. Let's see. All right, this is the person's build. Let's check it out. The Rejuvenation Totem, Ancestral Commander. Let's see what they got going on here, dude. So they got a bunch of totem life tattoos going on. This build might actually be really busted, dude. Dude, you already know we're gonna get notes at like Wednesday on Wednesday at 9, dude. Come on. You already know how they roll. This build might be really fun to play. Flamewood Totem build. Okay. Let's look at. I hope that they buff the Behemoth, dude. I think the Behemoth was one of the lesser played ascendancies in the last Phrecia event. Damn. This would be probably really good for a fucking armor stacker, huh? I wonder if anybody made one of those. Let's see. Armor stacker, Behemoth, PoE. Oh, okay. I guess the behemoth sucks. Never mind. It's not good for armor stacking. Let's see. Behemoth builds. Phrecia PoE. Let's see. Let's see if we can get anything. New build. Dream Core's video. Phrecia League Behemoth. Heavy Strike Behemoth. Let's check this out. Let's check this shit out. I'll turn on the volume so you guys can hear this shit.
Art. 3D textured prints on metal. Greetings, Exile. You might know me as the guy who cooks up the weirdest off-meta melee builds, but this time, I might have gone too far. No spells, no auras, no shroud of lightless or light poacher shenanigans either. Just pure brain off.
Damn, I should ask this guy to come on the
gameplay.
podcast.
It was the most painful build I've ever made, but after a month of suffering and questioning my life choices, it's finally complete. So
Inner
grab
Blaze.
some popcorn
Have you guys ever
and
heard
witness
of him?
the
I've
power
never heard of him.
of a true rampager.
Sick. Let's go. Wait. He didn't even kill the Eater of Worlds. Look at that. Why'd he skip that? What happened? Oh, he killed Sirius. Okay, here we go.
Where you
But are they Ubers? Why does he have the area level cut off? That's kind of suspect now.
For our main skill, we're using Heavy Strike.
Jesus, what happened here, dude? What happened? Did we just freeze the computer or something? Holy shit. Okay. That build looked okay. Let's see. Heavy Strike Behemoth seems to be a common theme here. Well, actually, Dreamcore did some Behemoth theory crafting too.
Hello guys, well, suffer the downside of Gruthcole's pelt, and this body armor grants 100% increased global physical damage, up to 300 maximum life, and the other really powerful benefit there of 10% life regen.
Yeah, the
and
Daughter of
this
Ushabi
is
was
a
pretty
strong
fun.
option for a behemoth build because you already have that downside.
Yeah, I don't know why they
taken
took
on
the
because of that first
Phrecia
node.
build.
I'm actually of the opinion that I think a
PoE Ninja had Phrecia all the way up until very recently, dude. So I don't know what the fuck they were doing with that.
crafted body armor is just better than this, especially with the recent update to life values that you can gain on crafted gear. You can get somewhere near this amount of life on a crafted body armor, but you can also get all of the other really strong options there. You can get things like Eldritch Implicits for physical damage taken as elemental and maximum resistances. You can get attributes and resistances. You can get additional physical damage reduction, spell suppression, and of course you can get a ton more armor or evasion or even energy shield if you want compared to what this body armor provides. So whilst Gruthcole's pelt may seem like a tempting option to use,
Is the volume okay
build,
for you
I
guys?
think it's a little bit weak. The only real redeeming modifier on this body armor is the 10% life regeneration. The 100% damage is quite nice, but the 10% life regeneration is an exceptionally high amount of life regen. And if you can find a way to really utilize that life regen, or if you want to just play a character that has an extremely comfortable amount of recovery, you may want to look at this body armor. Now, one other thing you can look at with your spells being disabled is the Light Poacher unique helmet there, which provides a spirit charge whenever you actually make a kill. And spirit charges have the same sort of mechanics as a normal charge, except for they don't actually do anything on their own, they only gain benefits from the actual item here. So this is gain 5% of physical damage as extra damage of each element per spirit charge. So each spirit charge is the equivalent of essentially 15% extra damage. That's 5% of cold, 5% of lightning, and 5% of fire. So these are very, very powerful while you have them. But the way this helmet works is that whenever you actually use a skill while you have one of these charges, you will trigger a spell, level 20 Spirit Burst, and that basically expends the spirits to deal damage. However, because you are using the Behemoth and you have that first node with your spell skills that are disabled, this spell is disabled, which means that this extra damage that is gained from these charges is going to persist and you will not be able to trigger this spell. So you can keep these charges for as long as you can actually hold them, and that is really, really strong. Do keep in mind that you can actually extend the duration of these charges. So by default, they'll have the base duration that charges have, which is 10 seconds. And you can actually use the charge mastery there for 100% increased charge duration to increase that base duration up to 20 seconds. But you actually gain maximum spirit charges based on how many abyss jewels are actually affecting you in your build. So that's when you want to start looking to getting abyss jewels into your gear. And this ascendancy kind of allows for that, because as I already mentioned, a bunch of the options that you have available to you in terms of using skills are completely disabled because you cannot use spells. Because you can only use attacks and war cries, you are bound to have a lot of sockets on your gear that simply do not have anything to place into them. And so you can actually make use of Abyss dual sockets on your gear to then benefit from the Light Poacher. If you're going to do that, you're going to want to find a way to actually make these kills in a boss scenario. And since you can't use Penance Mark, because that's also a spell, you'll have to settle for the Writhing Jar so that you can...
I just have to say, Dreamcore has one of the most underrated channels in the PoE community, dude. Hands down, one of the best podcast guys. I'm not trying to glaze this dude. Well, I guess I kind of am, but he's like one of the best podcast guests to talk to, and he has one of the best channels. So if you guys haven't checked Dreamcore out, dude, 100%.
And then spawn worms in a boss fight so that you can gain spirit charges to be able to obtain that extra damage. Now, going back to that spells being disabled, one of the other really powerful build scaling options that you'll lose access to are curses. Well, sort of, because you can still make use of Curse on Hit. I believe Curse on Hit rings and Curse on Hit implicit on gloves will actually still be able to apply curses on hit. So those won't be disabled, so you should definitely be making use of that. And alternatively, you could make use of Witchfire Brew
19th.
Or the replica version of Witchfire Brew, which is potentially a bit more notable there because it provides a vulnerability, as it's likely that a lot of these builds are going to be physical based. So now that we've got the terrible downside of spells being disabled out of the way, we can
They need to extend that shit to a month, dude. I'm sorry, they just do.
Move on to the upsides of this ascendancy, and whilst some of them are kind of interesting and fun to build around, that downside is really a big kicker. So let's see what we've got. First of all, this skill right here provides melee skills count as rampage kills and rampage. So you'll always be able to access rampage as soon as you get into a map. The first hit you make will count as a rampage kill, and then if that hit actually kills a target, that would also count as a kill. So as soon as you kill a target, you're gaining 2 immediately there. And the way our rampage works is that it's essentially this kind of kill streak type mechanic. You gain more and more kills and you gain more and more benefits, and each kind of threshold that you reach here does some kind of interesting effect like Detonate Dead and things like that. Interestingly, I'm actually not sure if these effects will even proc, if they're things like Detonate Dead. I actually haven't tested that. I don't know if spells being disabled will actually disable the spells from this, but the main thing that you actually gain from having Rampage are these buffs right here. 1% increased movement speed per 20 Rampage stacks, and 2% increased damage per 20 Rampage stacks.
Dude, this whole time I had no idea that Rampage did all this shit right here. I had zero idea it did that. That's so funny.
Behemoth is that unlike most characters, you're going to be able to actually gain Rampage stacks in a boss fight because your melee hits actually count as Rampage kills. That means that if you continuously hit a monster, even if they're not dying, you are continuously gaining Rampage stacks because every one of those hits counts as a Rampage kill. So you're going to be able to build up that buff on bosses, which is really, really nice. But one of the interesting things about having this buff here that allows your hits to count as Rampage kills is that you're going to be able to build up Rampage a lot faster than an average build. Because as I mentioned, when you hit monsters, those count as Rampage kills, and when they die, that counts as another Rampage kill. So you're kind of able to get twice.
Okay, so we kind of got the idea what this is about. Let's see. Let's go to the Antiquarian. We already know the Antiquarian is going to be very good for ward stacking. We already know this. The ward stacking antiquarian is going to be like one of the pinnacles. It depends on if they nerf this shit or not, but it's going to be one of the meta builds in Phrecia League this league. Let's go on to the Templar real quick. All right, we already know the Architect of Chaos, the Puppeteer. Nearby enemies have 20% life reserved. 20%. Minions spread caustic ground on death, dealing 30% of their maximum life as chaos damage. So if your minions have a duration, right? Like let's say summon skeletons. And you summon your skeletons and they die, or they just like the duration runs out, does that count as a death or no? Does anybody know the answer to that? We could probably Google that, right? If minion duration runs out, does that count as a death? Oh, it does. Despawned. Okay. Holy shit. That might, okay, there might be something cool we could do with this. There might be something very cool we can do with this. Hold on. So minions, what is the duration on summon skeletons? Base duration is 20 seconds. How much reduced skill effect duration do we have on the tree? That's oh, we only have these 3 nodes, that's it? Okay. So we're going to come back to this and revisit this because this might be something very fucking cool to do here. 30% of their maximum life as chaos damage. It's pretty fat. Google the gem to dust. Okay, I'll check it out in a second. Twenty percent reduced skeleton duration. Okay, I got it. Interesting. So we could technically get it down to like 11 seconds, right? We could get the skeletons down to 11 seconds, but we would need a lot more reduced duration than that. Oh, wait. So we have less duration here. So that's almost 100%, right? We have 2 dust. So technically we could just keep summoning skeletons and then just put their life to the moon, right? That might be a really fun build to play. You just keep summoning skeletons and then they all die. And then they just spread chaos damage, caustic ground. Okay, yeah. 0.5 seconds. That'd be fat. You just keep summoning them over and over again. Just keep spreading caustic ground. I wonder if anybody's done that. Let's see. Let's see. Raise skeletons. Puppeteer. I know that it's not going to be everybody that makes a build's going to create like a video or something, but puppeteer raise zombies. No, it doesn't look like. How much maximum life can we stack minions, dude? That's the question, is how much maximum life can we stack on these minions? It's part of the heartbound loot combo? Okay. Heartbound loot, okay. Minions have taken, okay, 15% increased life. How much life can we give these minions? That's really the question. Because that's going to determine how much damage that caustic ground's going to do. But it's 30%. So, I mean, how much do they have on, let's see. How much life do these minions have just off the skill gem alone? It doesn't even tell you how much life they have, huh? There's just so many things. It has a minion life stacker that one shots bosses. Okay, I'll check it out. Jessois, is that how you say that name? Okay, I'm not seeing that name, Clinton, when I Google it. Do you have like a link or something to the video, or like a video or a page or something? Build guide or anything? Okay, so we'll table that. We'll put a pin in that. We'll put a pin in the whatchamacallit too, the behemoth. Let's check out the so we already know the scavengers already gets Fury Valve for free. Let's see. Get Battle Mage. It's fucking sick. Dude, the scavenger is so OP, dude. Scavenger for Phrecia, just if you guys aren't aware, the scavenger is like, it's insane, dude. You get so many free like mechanics that you would have to go to another item for. It just opens up so many possibilities for builds. Let's see. Okay, so chaos damage, not bypass, lesser buff. Dude, I want to try that puppeteer build so bad. Jesus.
Fully not. Yeah, yeah, I've told people
Jesus.
this.
What's
Okay,
going on
sure.
here, dude? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, there we go. All right, let's look at the shadow, dude. What's the shadow got going on here? Okay, we got the Servant of Arakali, dude. This build, this ascendancy is a lot of fun. So it gives you a free MV skill, level 15. Penance mark, raise spiders on kill. Minions have critical strike multiplier per withered debuff on enemy, equal to critical strike chance of your main weapon, which is fat. That's sick. You could do crit minions pretty easy with that. No, brother, I'm not gonna go heist this time because it's gonna be so short. I figure with only 3 weeks, we're not gonna have time to really have the demand for like the heist bases and stuff. Obviously, there's gonna be outliers where people are gonna want those heist bases, but it's gonna be very few and far between, I think. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna farm harvest instead because it's only gonna be the league's only gonna be 3 weeks long. Normally, I get in a heist like in between the first and second week, but then it's only going to leave me a week to really like farm anything, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm like tripping on that, but I really feel like it wouldn't be worth it to get everything set up, gear up the rogues and all that. And it takes a while to get all set up. Gain 30% of physical damage as extra chaos damage while at maximum power charges. Yeah, you think so? Blind Prophet was really good too. Let's see what Blind Prophet builds there were last Phrecia League. Let's see. I can't remember. I never played the Blind Prophet. Lightning Strike, Blind Prophet. Lightning Strike, double cast on crit. That's interesting. What is this? Wow, that's weird, dude. It's like a Frostbolt self-cast? Blind Prophet. Cast on crit Ice Spear. Okay, hold on. Wow, this build's really interesting, dude. If you guys want to see how it plays, check this out. This is how it plays. Oh, I see what it is. I didn't see the ice spears at first. Okay, thanks, Clinton. All right, we'll save this. We'll table this for later and just see. You know how this shit goes, dude. Let's see. All right. We'll put this in the POB for now. Yeah, you had to unlock the slots for idols. I'm sure you're gonna have to do the same thing. I'm assuming. Okay, there we go. Copy this, exit out of that, and then we will put this into the... Put this into POB. I don't remember, dude, to be honest with you. I think it was just maps, if I'm not mistaken. You just ran higher tier maps and it would just unlock. That's what I remember. But dude, don't take my word for it because I'm cooked. My brain doesn't function the way it used to. So do not rely on that. No, we already know the Surfcaster, so the Blind Prophet looks sick. That build looked really cool, actually. Skills fire 2 extra projectiles. And you get free, basically, free return proj. Let's see. Oh, sick. Free anathema, too? Holy shit. God, dude, Blind Prophet's sick. I don't know why I didn't fuck with that last time. Let's see. Alright, we already know Surfcaster's busted, dude. That shit's like... You just put a fishing rod on and you're basically a god. %50 more cast speed while holding a fishing rod, dude. Holy shit. I want to do a blight Surfcaster. That'd be pretty fun. All hits are considered critical strikes holding a fishing rod. Okay, so if you get yourself a fishing rod, you're basically God. Okay, so let's go on to the Witch. The Witch will be the last one we check out. We're going to look at the Harbinger. This is the one I really hope they buff, because I don't think very many people had Harbinger builds last time. Let's see. Harbinger, Phrecia, PoE. Let's see if there's any... Oh, okay. Harbinger Summoner. What's this? Big Donnie Cal? I don't know who that is. Phrecia, Walk and Loot, CW, Cast When Stun build. Oh, that's Harbinger. Okay, never mind. Fast and Tanky, Harbinger, Farmer, Scavenger. Okay, so if I put Harbinger in... Ooh. What's this? Impending Doom. I played an Impending Doom occultist once, so it was very, very fun. Basically, I made an Impending Doom Harbinger since I saw Vixen's a 6-link Dendrobate with Apex. Yeah, it looks like it lacks the area of effect to really be good. Impending Doom, you need to have area of effect to where they overlap, and it doesn't look like this build has it. Okay, let's see. Fascinating. Okay. Yeah, you got a good point there, dude. All right, so the next one we're Harbinger is the one I think that they really need. They really need to adjust. I'm pretty sure we're going to see patch notes here very shortly, as far as probably next week. By next week, we're going to see something. Okay, so the Herald. Dude, you already know, bro. You already know how they're gonna roll. They're gonna nerf that shit. You already know. I think that they're gonna nerf. I'll give you my predictions of what they're gonna nerf. I think they're gonna nerf Ancestral Commander, and I think they're gonna nerf. What's the other one? Hold on. The Paladin. I think they're gonna nerf the Paladin as well. Those are the two I think they're gonna nerf. I'm sure that they'll nerf more, but I could be wrong. I would bet you everything I have right now that they're going to nerf those. Okay, so the Herald, dude, the Herald is fat. You could do some very cool shit with this Ascendancy. You could basically make a walking simulator with this. Like an auto bomber. Let me find some a cool build for you guys. Let's see. I've seen a bunch of very, very cool ones. Let's see. Oh, here we go, dude. Herald of Agony one. This one looks good. This one looks really good. Let's check this out. This dude's doing, and he's not scared to show that it's Uber Maven too. So he's not scared. That other video is weird, dude, because they were scared to show that it wasn't Uber or not. How do you get to bring up the Phrecia? Well, you gotta wait. You gotta wait until they release the. You'll be able to see it in the bottom when you go to the character select screen. You'll be able to see on the bottom like the Phrecia event, and you'll be able to join it. But they haven't released it yet, so you can't join it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you switch to 3.25 alternate in Path of Building. So, like, look, I'll show you. Right here, if you go down to the bottom right here, and you look here, you can pick the version that you want to run. And you just put 3.25 alternate or 3.26 alternate works as well. Sorry. Yeah, I thought you meant how you join the league. Damn, dude, you beat me to the punch. Looks like I'm not needed here. You want to take over my stream, dude? You just stream for me. Make my life a lot easier. This build looks sick, dude. I want to check this out. This Deconic guy, he has a lot of very cool builds, dude. I want to get him on my podcast. All right, let's see. Leveling, low budget, mid. I don't like when they do this, though. Why don't they just make... they should just put it all in the same POB. It's not like it's hard to do. It's actually, I think it's a lot more work doing the high budget, low budget thing. Okay, so this is low, but this is high budget. Let's see. Let's go to low budget. Herald of Agony, Withering Touch, Return Projectiles, Pierce, Summon Phantasm, Lancing Steel. See, this is the thing too. On yeah, loadouts are really nice, dude. They're like, I get it though. Like, but I really feel like it's more work doing this than it is just to add the loadouts. Like, why are you gonna make? Well, I guess people just like export their character and then just save it. So I guess it's probably less work if you do it like that. But the other thing that sucks is on POB on the website is they don't have the Phrecia ascendancy points anymore. So you can't see what ascendancy points they chose. So let's see. Does he probably goes through it, I'm sure. Let's see. This looks like a very cool build though. This Herald of Agony one. Does he show what ascendancy points you chose? Let's see if we can find a written guide for this. Because we can add this to the video and shit. Let's see. Herald of Agony. Herald. In-depth guide. Deconic. Yeah. It's 60 mil DPS too, dude. That'd be pretty fat. Okay, let's see. So obviously he's going to use the Herald of Agony ones. Let's see. So increased buff effect for Herald of Agony. I could probably guess what ascendancy points he's going to choose. Okay, and then we got the Bog Shaman. So this is going to be the one that I probably start with, which is going to be the Bog Shaman. Well, actually, you know what? I might just go with Absolution, to be honest with you. I can't get my Bog Shaman up to like a decent amount. Like so far, I can only get it up to 10 million DPS, but I'm sure if I put like a ton of investment into it, I could. But that's the thing with the event being so short. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to invest into this build. But as it stands right now, I mean, it's pretty goddamn tanky, dude. Like, holy shit. 22k life. Probably push it to 30 if I really tried. But I'm wondering if I should just try to like level as something else. Because Blight seems like it's dog shit until you get Blight of Contagion anyway. But I don't know. I like this Ice Spear Miner, dude. I want to find a way to convert this into one of the Phrecia ascendancies. Oh, here we go. We can send off another 5 mil shipment real quick. I want to find a way to make this build work in the Phrecia ascendancies. Let's see. Let's see. Do we have any more Dunes maps? I bet we do. Oh, we do. Okay, sick. Let's see if we can get some 8 mod maps. All right, let's try a Vol review. Oh, there we go. We got a Vol Temple map. Let's run this. This build's a lot of fun, dude. Very, very, very satisfied with this build. I just don't know how I would convert it over to the Phrecia. I guess maybe doing the Herald build, just do the Miner instead. Because you get free returning projectiles. In fact, let me check that out for a second. Hold on. Let's see. Would it let's see. Oh wait, not the Herald, but I'm sorry. The Harbinger. That's what I meant. Oh wait. Yeah, that's incorrect. I apologize. Hold on. What ascendancy am I thinking of right now? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, it's a shadow. Sorry. I'm thinking of the Blind Prophet. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so the Blind Prophet, projectiles return to you. Skills fire 2 additional projectiles. See, this might be really good, actually. Doing like crit ice spear, but mines with the Blind Prophet. That might be really good. Okay, so maybe we'll do that. Maybe that'll be the league start. I gotta figure it out, dude. There's just so many options, and with only like 3 weeks, dude, you really want to only pick one build and like really try to min-max it, but this build I think would be absolutely busted on the Blind Prophet. Yeah, Blind Prophet's sick, dude. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sitting next to this GPU, dude, is like sitting next to a fucking space heater. Holy shit. Starting to sweat. I didn't even have to sit in the sauna today. I could just turn on my GPU and just sat here. Okay, let's see. All right, we'll get over here. We get double blue. Dude, Grinding Gear Games is scared that if they extend the event, that less people are going to play the league. That's what they're scared of. They've mentioned that before. They said that if they extend the league, that less people are going to play it. I don't know how accurate that is, but I think that's why they're only giving us a 3-week league. Dude, I would play Phrecia 100%. I don't care what they put in 3.28. I really don't, dude. Dude, Phrecia is so much goddamn fun that I think they really underestimate what they have there. I really do, dude. I don't think they look at it like that. I think they look at it as like just like filler content, but dude, it's so fucking fun. If they did a 3-month like our 4-month Phrecia League, I bet that shit would blow up. Honestly, I really do. Maybe I'm tripping, dude. Maybe you guys feel a little bit differently, but I think if they just release that as a league, I would be very happy with that. Just do Phrecia, nothing extra, just that, just Phrecia for 4 months. I'd be extremely, extremely satisfied. Maybe you could add like another random like league mechanic in it or whatever, but oh shit, what the fuck? Alright, let's see. Atlas. Really? You think so? Oh, well, no, of course. I mean, of course, dude. Well, this is the thing, too, is we've never had 16.5 maps with the idols, so we don't really know what that's going to be like yet, right? Because last time they did Phrecia, we didn't have the 16.5 maps. I mean, I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but I haven't put too much thought into it, but I was just thinking initially, like, that would be super busted. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. Is I would much rather play the... I know that the Atlas is obviously better than the Idols, but I like the alternate ascendancies. And plus, I would just run Heist anyway, dude. I would just make a Heister out of what's it called? The... what's the one that gives Flask Effect again? Yeah, I would find one of these ascendancies to make a heister out of, and I would just do that. Is cost prohibitive? Atlas is easier. Just go into something and work. Yeah, that's true. No, you're right. You are absolutely correct. You do need to invest into getting your idols, and a lot of the idols do become very, very expensive. Depending on what the meta is. Oh shit, we gotta find out if there's another chest down here. Always fucking garbage fractures. Always. Every time. Let's see. Alright, do I even... I don't even think I have a Awakened PoE trade up. Oh, man. Nah, that's not worth shit. I need to get more, I need to get more scarabs. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, I think that the Blind Prophet might be really good for this build. I'll have to check it out, dude, and find out, but I think it's going to be really good for this. I just don't know how viable this is on League Start. That's the thing. I got to test it out. And make like a leveling POB and stuff. Find out what the most efficient way to level this character would be. It'd probably be with Ice Spear Mines, but you have to get the Transfigured Gem first, which is it can be difficult to do. But if we're playing trade, so it won't be too bad. Probably be able to get it relatively quickly, actually. I'll have to POB this out, dude, and see how good the blind prophet will be for this. Battery acid? What the fuck are you talking about, Clinton? You eating batteries, dude? Come on, dude. Give me a quant altar. Let's go. Come on. No more altars. Damn, shot ass harvest. Look at that shit. Holy fuck. Alright. What was it? All right, check it out. I'm gonna make a video for the top 3 caster builds for Phrecia. So come check that shit out. I'll post it tonight, and then I'll be with my girlfriend tomorrow, but Sunday I'll be back on. I'm gonna try to stream a little bit more throughout the week for you guys, and we'll get all our league prep stuff done, and then yeah. I will see you guys on Sunday. Everybody have a safe and happy weekend. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Everybody have a good night.